Hey, good morning, good morning. How is everyone this beautiful Tuesday morning? I haven't been live for a minute. This is Kenya Rockman, author and founder of the Child Support Hustle. And I hope everyone is doing well on this fabulous morning. Thanks for joining me. So, I have the question. What does fatherless really mean? So I am looking this up. I'm researching it because, we always see it. It's a talking point at this point in time, and we always see it. It's always being pushed. It's a talking point. And so when we see it, it's always some statistics attached to it, how damaging it is. But what does it mean? It suggests that the children are without a father, fatherless. The father has abandoned the child. The father is dead, passed away, deceased, dead. The father is not there. But in reality, when you look deeper, it's that the father is not married to the mother and the father is not in the home. Well, that does not mean that the child or the children are fatherless. So that message that is being pushed over and over and over is propaganda. It's propaganda. And I have a hypothesis that I want to run by you guys and see what you guys think. If they villainize, criminalize fathers, and they push parental alienation, they do not push 50-50 shared parenting. This is something that fathers have been fighting for generations. The fatherless term is not new. They've been using that term pretty much, as far as I can see, I'm still researching, since the 60s. This has been going on for a long time. And probably before that, I know the word absent has been used, but it was more so for deceased fathers and deserters. But as far as a father not being in the home or not married to the mother, or having the parents having illegitimate children, they don't like to use that term anymore. But that's probably around the 60s. But there was some other stuff going on as far as welfare, civil rights, the civil rights movement and things like that. But that's something different. I'm just talking about fatherlessness. So what different but kind of together, but I don't want to separate it because of race, because people will do that so that we are divided. But here's my hypothesis. They make it to where the fathers are considered absent so that society villainizes them and they're able to criminalize the fathers, right? So then they can create this child support program that can go after these fathers and hold them accountable for all this money. They can put them in jail. They can take their license. They can do everything that this child support system does, and then put all these stats out and say, oh, these fatherless children are going to grow up to be criminals. They're going to grow up to repeat the cycle because the teenage mothers are going to get pregnant early, or these teenage girls are going to get pregnant early because these fathers didn't abandon them. They're going to be criminals. They're going to, because these fathers have abandoned these children and made them fatherless. When in reality, these children are not fatherless. That is not real. And so just because the father is not in the home, because he did not marry the mother, because he does not reside in that home, does not make that child or those children fatherless. If you look at Anybody that pushes this agenda, anybody that says, oh, back in the 60s, there was 70-something% of married parents, but now it's only 20% or whatever it is. Well, yeah, they were married and now they're not, but that does not make the children fatherless. But they don't say that. They just say that, but the way that they present it is that these children are fatherless, but in reality, they're just saying that the parents are not married. So they push that and push that as if, these fathers have abandoned the kids. But it's to villainize these fathers. And so when a father speaks up, or when you try to defend or fight for a father's rights, you as like like myself as an advocate, or anybody else that says fathers deserve right, we get attacked. How dare you defend fathers? What are you doing? They are no good. You can't defend a father, because if they are being in the system, they must be a deadbeat. They must have abandoned their family. You see what I'm saying? It's not even possible, or a man is not allowed, a father is not allowed to not be with that mother or live in that household. But if a mother wants to move on, if she wants a divorce, nobody says anything. That's okay. But the father is always going to be the bad guy. But I think they do that, like I said, my hypothesis is just so they can continue this system, because like it's been said over and over and over, this is a multi-billion-dollar industry. The child support system, the family court system, generates billions and billions upon billions and like, we don't even know, nobody actually knows how much money that this system makes per year. And I was on my YouTube last night, and I was chatting with somebody, and we're talking about if parents filed a class action suit. And if you really think about that, if parents that have had their rights violated actually got together and filed a class action suit against the government for their rights being violated by this child support system and the family court system, it would probably bankrupt this whole nation. It would bankrupt this nation. So my opinion and what I think they're doing, because really the child support system as it operates, or how it's been operating, just based on my research and how I studied this system to death. Like, I've just woke up studying this system, went to sleep studying this system. That's what I've done for over a decade. So as I've looked at this system and studied it, I've seen and I see a shift, and it's changing. It's not changing fast enough, but it's changing. But instead of them coming out and saying, we're changing the system, we know it was wrong, we know that we have violated parents' rights, we've gotten away with it for so long, but now, we got busted, so we have to fix it. And, instead of them coming out and saying that, they have to piecemeal and do it here and there. If y'all saw my video about Colorado, the appeals court found that contempt charge was no good, no bueno. They had to send it back to the trial judge. Why is it going to a trial judge? Somebody said, right, these are contempt. You should have never been charging people for contempt when you can't afford to pay any debt, child support included. But they kept doing that. That's illegal. That's unconstitutional. You can't do it. So instead of coming out and saying, oh, we're not going to do that anymore, they're just going to silently not do it. Because if they just came out and said it, their asses would be sued for civil rights violations, they would be sued, and I think it would bankrupt, because who hasn't been affected by child support? And then you got to look at the parent, and then look at the children. There's so many children who have been affected by this shit. So again, I say they create this fatherless, what they call it, a pandemic, an epidemic, fatherlessness epidemic, but it's not real. Just like child support debt, it's fake. You cannot have an epidemic that you create. It's fake. You cannot accuse fathers of being absent and you make them absent. You put up every roadblock to prevent them from being a parent to their children, and then blame them because their child is in poverty, or blame them because their child becomes a criminal, or blame them because their daughter becomes pregnant at 15 because he was absent, and you make him absent because you do nothing to prevent the custodial parent from alienating him from his child, or do nothing to prevent him from being murdered when he goes to go pick up his child. That's talking out of both sides of your mouth. But they continue to do it because they can, because we do nothing about it. And that's another reason why I stopped actively advocating, because it's one thing to talk about it, and be on the internet, and, there's one case here and one case there, but if we're not going to collectively come together as, fighting, and, a million of us, because it's a million of us for sure. But if we're not going to do it together, what's the point? If it's 10 people over here and 100 people over there, that's not enough. Right. So that's what I just want. I just want y'all to just start looking at, when you see this fatherless here and this epidemic there, and 70% of fathers were in the home, or back in the 60s, and what happened now. Y'all, I know y'all seen me post about those little, I think they're racist, but they show the dad in the picture in the 60s, and then now they had the mom with the baby on the hip, and or the kids no dad. Well, there can be several reasons why the dad's not there, but everybody want to point to welfare, and the dad's not in the home because the welfare come knock on the door and the man in the house. Well, I'll research that, and that's not what we've been told. Like, the dad had to get out the house. That's not how that law went, that's not how that went. And I wrote about it. So you can go to my website, thechildsupporthustle.com, and find out about that man in the house law, because what we've been told is not what that law was. So I say that's why I came on. Just, just peep this shit. So when they say this stuff in fatherlessness, we gotta, push back and say we wouldn't have this issue if y'all let fathers be fathers. And not every fatherless child is actually fatherless. Stop with that talking point. Stop with that pushing that agenda. It's not true. It's bullshit. And we need to start calling them out on that. Let me see if I can make that. I don't think, I can make me bigger, but I can't make the comments bigger. So, let me see. Yeah, that's the whole angle. Like, they keep doing the shit. And like I said, this is going on for decades. Decades. And then now they get busted. So they'll stop doing the shit. And then if we don't tell our kids, then our kids, 20 years from now, they'll pull the same hustle on our children. So that's why I think we should educate them when they're, you know, teenagers, young, don't get caught up in this stuff. Make sure you don't sign anything. Don't agree to anything. Don't, you know, just let them know because they slick with it. So that's all I wanted to come on here and say. And I want to thank y'all again for y'all's continued support. If y'all see this nonsense, this propaganda. Oh, hold on, guys. My dad. Bye. Hold on, what's it? Bye. Bye. Have a safe trip. Okay, see you next week. If y'all see this nonsense, bullshit, whatever y'all want to call it out. And if somebody, if you are defending the rights of a father you know or any fathers, don't be intimidated. They can defend mothers all day, bad mothers, good mothers, whatever, and nobody says shit. But if you even say, you know, just like, for example, the dad that dumped the 800 pennies, you know, that went viral. Everybody, oh, he shouldn't have done that. He paid his child support. That was his last payment. Nobody said a word about, oh, he paid his child support, whatever. He dumped the pennies. Everybody in the world has something to say. Oh, he ain't shit. That was fucked up. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Just talking shit about the man. Nobody said anything about why could he have possibly dumped the 800 pennies. Don't nobody just go through that trouble of getting 800 or what, 8,000 pennies. I forget what it was. Why would somebody do that unless they was pissed off? So one of his friends sent me a message and told me a little bit about the background, what the dad had been through, which everybody knows it had to be something. Everybody that has some kind of sense. And I shared that, and people didn't like it. It didn't matter that he was alienated from his daughter and his daughter hated him and all that kind of stuff. Nobody cared. It was all about he dumped these pennies on the lawn and, oh, the mom was embarrassed and what? But they would consider that, you know, the daughter fatherless. So just something to think about. Again, thank you guys. If you get a chance, go over to my YouTube and subscribe to my channel. I'm over there live more than I'm over here. I bring some information over there, more structured, and hopefully I can get some information to you guys that you can use. If you reach out to me, like I said, I don't work on individual cases anymore. So it's no, I'm not trying to be disrespectful or mean or anything like that. I just don't do it for the reasons that I've explained. I appreciate you all, and keep fighting. I'm here. I'll share whatever information to hopefully help you get you in the right direction and get you where you need to be. Of course, this is a forum, so hopefully y'all can share information with each other. When y'all ready to march, I'm ready. 10 toes with everybody. So yeah, let's get it. And fathers, I'm with you guys. Of course, we know that there's some dads that don't give a shit, just like there's some moms that don't give a shit. That is not who we are or who I stand behind. I never have and I never will. We love our kids. We take care of our children. But that's our business, not theirs. And we got to stop letting the government, some people say, you know, some things is okay for the government to dictate and some things aren't. And if you're going to say less government over here, then say it where everything is concerned. You don't co-parent with the government, but you will co-parent when it comes to getting a check. That's kind of hypocritical. Hey, Fitz! I ain't see you over there. How you doing? It's been a long time. I hope you well. Yeah, my link for donations is $TCSH and the number 1. Hey Terry. Let's see. Who's that? This light is in my let me see if I turn this on. Let's see. We got Mark. Joseph, hey. Kyle, what's up? Hey Laura. Okay guys, I gotta head out to the VA, get an x-ray done. So I will talk to you later. Tune in on Wednesday. I'm going to do a YouTube. Make sure when y'all go and subscribe that y'all notifications are on so y'all know when I'm live and direct. Get this information. So, because the more you know, the better you are to defend yourself as they try to take more of our rights away. And in this child support program, the more you know, the more you can control what they do, how they do, and how they move around. Okay, I don't have a personal Facebook page anymore, Fitz. So how about email me? It's cshustle, the number 1, at gmail.com. Or you can DM me on this page because I don't have a personal Facebook page. Hey Scotty. My YouTube channel is the Child Support. Just if you go to YouTube, it's the Child Support Hustle. Or if you go to, just go to YouTube and search the Child Support Hustle, and I'm right there. Okay, you be safe too, Terry. Y'all make sure y'all share with y'all people, y'all family, y'all friends. There's power in numbers, and we have to band together, and we have to stop this propaganda that is going around like these children are fatherless. Our children are fatherless because they are not. And another thing, that black fathers are absent because they are not. That's a big thing that they're spreading, and that is not true. Not saying that they're not, but there's a lot of absent fathers in every race, or you can't. It's different word. They've changed. Anyway, there's absent people, absent parents in every race. It's not just black fathers, so they need to stop that shit too. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one, and don't forget, subscribe to the channel. Bye. Oh, fight the power.